Week 14 of the fantasy basketball season. Here's a few centers I looked at this week. The first center, Nick Richards of the Phoenix Suns. And Nick Richards, I said it a few weeks ago, was a good deal for the Phoenix Suns. They gave up Josh Okogie and 3 second-rounders to get him on the roster. And also as well, they needed the center. Jusuf Nurkic wasn't cutting it. Mason Plumlee's a veteran who's not going to do much in terms of stats and impact on the ball game. And Richards, he was out there in the offseason as well for the taking in the deal. So on the season for Richards, 9.7 points a game, 8 rebounds, 1.1 blocks, and 69% from the field. But the last couple weeks, the numbers have bumped up, 13.3 points a game, 12.3 rebounds, and 67% from the field. So he fits in well with the Sun team, where obviously he could go out there and just do the dirty work and play good basketball when you're playing with players like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker on this roster, and Bradley Beal as well. January 20th at Cleveland, 4 points, 4 boards and assists, 2 blocks, 50% from the field. January 22nd at the Nets, 8 points, 15 boards, 75% from the field. And January 25th, the monster game versus the Wizards, 20 points, 19 boards and assists, a block, 58% from the field. So scoring, rebounding, and an efficient field goal percentage is what Nick Richards is going to bring fantasy owners. And like I said, where you're going in Charlotte, where I know you're playing with LaMelo Ball, but pretty much it's been a team that's not cohesive over there. And then you go to a team like Phoenix when you got great players like Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, who's still decent, I believe, at this point of his career. You're going to go out there, you're going to have no pressure, and things are going to open up on the court. And that's exactly been the case here with Richards. So if he continues at this pace, this will be the last week for fantasy owners to go out there and get him. He's out there in 58% of fantasy leagues, and his game's definitely taken the next level on this Sun team so far. The next center, Kel'el Ware of the Miami Heat. So Ware's been on the list over the last few weeks, and he's had some big games for this Heat team. Available right now only in 55% of fantasy leagues on the season for the rookie. 8.2 points a week game, 4.7 boards, a block, 55% from the field. But the last couple weeks, with the playing time going up, 15.7 points a game, 10 boards, 1.6 blocks, 1.4 threes, and 50% from the field. So Ware, right now, he's been a 4 or 5 category type of player for this Heat team, and he's been playing some big minutes. I know last game at the Nets, minutes went down a little bit, but besides that, he had 3 games in a row, 20 or more points and 8 or more rebounds. January 21st versus Portland, 20 points, 15 boards, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 47% from the field. January 23rd at the Bucks, 22 points, 10 boards, a steal, 2 blocks, 2 threes, 60% from the field. And January 25th, like I said, at the Nets, the minutes dropped a little bit, 7 points, 6 boards, 3 steals, 2 blocks, a 3, 27% from the field. So Ware, he's doing a little bit of everything. And to be honest, a lot of this rebounding is just off pure athleticism. Once he knows how to box out more and body position, this guy definitely could be a top rebounder in the next few seasons if he gets extended minutes for this Miami Heat team. So this Heat team, once again, another rookie in the system that wasn't highly touted, and he goes out there and he's putting up numbers and helping this Heat team, no doubt about it. And also, if Jimmy Butler does get dealt in the next week here at the NBA trade deadline, I think he could open things up a little bit more as well for Ware here. So Ware right now, well, he's rebounding well, good shot blocking, good three-point shooting, definitely a good ad off the wire this week. And he's another player, if he has a few more big games, he's not going to be available in 50% or less fantasy leagues. Next play is Nikola Jovic, his teammate of the Miami Heat. So both these guys qualify a power forward and center, but obviously he can help more at center, where it's a tougher position nowadays in fantasy basketball. In the season for Jovic, 10.3 points a game, 3.9 boards, 2.8 assists, 1.6 threes, and 44% from the field. So he's out there in 69% of leagues, and over the last couple weeks, 12 a game, 4 boards, 4.9 assists, 2.3 threes, and 43% from the field. So for a center, he's a good assister of the basketball, is Jovic, and right now he's playing about that 25-30 minute a game range as well. January 21st versus Portland, 12 points, 4 boards, 8 assists, 2 threes, 35% from the field. January 23rd at the Bucks, 8 points, 2 boards, 2 assists, 2 threes, 33% from the field. And January 25th at the Nets, 17 points, 6 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, 3 threes, 71% from the field. So Jovic, like I said, 3-point shooting, decent scoring of basketball, and assisting is what he's going to bring fantasy owners. So these players, they're not amazing in one category, but if they can mix in and get a few categories for fantasy owners, especially in category type of leagues, obviously that's going to help big time. So Jovic definitely is center to add this week. Next ad's Robert Williams for the Portland Trailblazers. He's out there right now is Williams in 81% of fantasy leagues. He's definitely going to be a trade candidate at the NBA trade deadline, where this Trailblazer team's not going anywhere. And there's a lot of teams that could use a center like Williams, who's a good rebounder and shot blocker and a garbage man around the rim. On the year, 5.8 points a game, 5.7 boards and assists, 1.7 blocks, and 65% from the field. In the last couple weeks here, 3.8 points a game, 7.4 boards and assists, 1.8 blocks, and 47% from the field. So like I said, it's about rebounding, shot blocking, and a decent efficiency at the field goal for Robert Williams. And like I said, if he goes to a contender, I think those numbers go up even more, where he knows he's a backup and he just could come in and do those things. January 21st hit the Heat, 2 points, 4 boards, a block, 100% from the field. January 23rd at the Magic, 8 points, 12 boards, a steal, 4 blocks, 66% from the field. And January 26th versus the Thunder, a point, 10 boards, a block in that ball game. So like I said, Williams, he's not going to score the basketball. He's not going to light up the box score. But if you just need pure rebounding and shot blocking in deeper leagues, that's what he's going to bring fantasy owners. And the thing is, well, Williams, he's been injured obviously the majority of the season. But right now, Portland's going to roll him out there the next few games before the deadline next Thursday. And I believe they could get a couple second rounders in a deal here for Robert Williams. So right now, well, he's trying to ramp up activity. And we know he could shot block and rebound. And if he goes to a team where he plays a good role off the bench, 20, 25 minutes a game, that's where I think the value really could be for Williams. So he's available right now in 81% of fantasy leagues. Final center I will take is Chris Boucher of the Toronto Raptors. So Boucher definitely could be a player traded at the NBA trade deadline. He's an expiring contract. And also this Raptor team, it's been a down year once again, and they're going nowhere. But Boucher, he could hit 3-ball. He could score the basketball and rebound at a decent rate. On the year, 10.7 points a game, 4.4 boards, 1.4 threes, and 50% from the field. In the last couple weeks, 11.8 points a game, 5.2 rebounds, 1.5 threes, and 61% from the field. So like I said, Boucher, he plays about 15, 20 minutes per game for this Raptor team, but definitely could be a key guy at the deadline for a team that needs a big man or stretch 5 off the bench. January 21st versus Orlando, 2 points, 2 boards, an assist, 25% from the field. January 23rd at the Hawks, 17 points, 2 boards, a steal, 2 threes, 70% from the field. And January 25th at the Hawks again, 23 points, 5 boards, a block, 3 threes, 70% from the field. So I think a little bit they're showcasing him as this Toronto Raptor team. And like I said, Boucher can help a contender off the bench where he could score the basketball and hit the 3-ball. So right now, well, he's playing well. And we'll see if he gets traded or not within the next week here. A deadline approaching. He's a center to add this week, available in 94% of fantasy leagues. That's a few centers I look to add for week 14 of the fantasy basketball season.